Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, we'll be practicing this mock test paper of history and civics for class 10th. And if you want me to make other videos of other subjects for 10th and 12th, please comment which subject do you want a video on. So let's begin with history and civics mock test paper for semester 1 examination. The time allowed is 60 minutes and maximum marks is 40. You'll be getting 40 questions each of 1 mark. All questions are compulsory. The marks intended for questions are given in brackets. Select the correct option for each of the following questions. And yes, students, you have to mark the answer you feel is correct. Do not leave any question. Part 1 comprises 20 questions of 1 mark each. Part 2 comprises 6 questions of 2 marks each. And Part 3 comprises 2 questions of 4 marks each. Well, let me tell you that the board has changed this format. They'll be giving you 40 questions each of 1 mark. Here the format is slightly different, but still you can practice from it. We'll be starting with part 1. Identify the system in which legislature has 2 chambers. These are the options. You may also practice this question paper along with me. You may write the answers or write the correct option, whatever you feel is correct, and then I'll tell you the answer. You can also comment your score in the comment box. Answer is bicameralism. See why it is bicameralism. The system of having 2 chambers in the legislature is called bicameralism. India follows bicameralism as its union legislature. That is, a parliament comprises of 2 houses, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Now what is Lok Sabha? House of people, right? Rajya Sabha is Council of States. So you should be clear with both these terms. Question number 2. Well, let me highlight this deep. Moving on to question number 2. What is the current maximum strength of the Rajya Sabha? A. 245 members, B. 250 members, C. 255 members, or D. 260 members. Pause the video, try to answer this question. Answer is A. 245 members. The maximum strength of the Rajya Sabha is 250 members. However, the current strength of the Rajya Sabha is 245 members. So you should be clear with the maximum strength and the current maximum strength. The elections to the Lok Sabha are conducted in territorial constituencies, wherein the candidate with the highest number of votes in a constituency wins the election. What is the system called? I know this is out of syllabus. Maybe it is not in your syllabus. The answer is first past the post system. You'll be studying this in detail when you'll reach class 11th or 12th. Moving to question number 4. The allocation of seats in the Rajya Sabha to different states and union territories is mentioned with schedule of the Indian Constitution. Options are A. First schedule, B. Second schedule, C. Third schedule, or D. Fourth schedule. Answer is fourth schedule. The fourth schedule of the Indian Constitution contains the provisions in relation to the allocation of seats for states and union territories in the Rajya Sabha. Now question number 5. Both the union and state government have the power to make laws on subject mentioned in which of the following list? I am talking about both union and state government. Answer is concurrent list. Which chamber of the parliament can be dissolved by the president through a no confidence motion? Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, neither the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Answer is A. Lok Sabha. The Lok Sabha functions as a temporary body that serves for a term of 5 years. However, the Lok Sabha can be dissolved by the president even before it completes its term if a no confidence motion is successfully passed in the House. A no confidence motion can be passed only in the Lok Sabha. However, if we talk about Rajya Sabha, it is a permanent house. It cannot be dissolved. has the power to impeach the President of India? Options are Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Chief Election Commissioner, Speaker of the Lok Sabha, or the Parliament. Answer is B. Parliament. If I am the Defence Minister and I want to introduce a bill in the Parliament, what will it be called? Options are public bill, private members bill, service bill, or a legal bill. Answer is A. A public bill. See, based on the parliamentarian who introduces the bill to the House, a bill may be broadly classified as government or public bill and private members bill. If you introduce a bill in the House and are also a part of the political executive, the bill will be called a government or a public bill. Now identify the first session of the Parliament in a calendar year. See the options and I'll directly tell you the answer. Now I'll not dictate the options. It's wasting our time, right? The answer is budget session. See, the Parliament convenes for 3 sessions in a calendar year. The first session of the Parliament is the budget session and it runs from February to May. And then the Union budget is presented in this session. Then comes the monsoon session. It runs from July to August. The last session of the Parliament is the winter session. It runs from November to December. If the strength of the Lok Sabha is 550 seats, what is the minimum number of seats my party would win for me to be the leader of the opposition? Try to answer this and then I'll tell you. Answer is D. 55. See, the leader of the largest opposition party is called the leader of the opposition. In order to get the formal recognition in either the upper or the lower house, the concerned party must have at least 10% of the total strength of the house. A single party has to meet the 10% seat criterion, not an alliance. So if I want to be the leader of the opposition and the strength of the Lok Sabha is 550 seats, my party must secure at least 55 seats in the Lok Sabha. Who introduced an annexation policy called Doctrine of Lapse? I think everybody can answer this question. This is very, very easy. Answer is B. Lord Dalhousie. Lord Dalhousie introduced an annexation policy called Doctrine of Lapse. The policy specified that the East India Company would take over any province that was in a subsidiary alliance if the ruler of the province did not leave behind a natural heir. Question number 12. The Lex Loci Act of 1850 allowed a dash who had converted to a different faith to inherit his ancestral property. This is not in your syllabus. I'll tell you the answer. This is D. Hindu. Which among the following is not a land revenue system introduced by the British? The options are given. I'll tell you the answer. Answer is D. General Service Enlistment Act. Permanent settlement, Mahalwari settlement, Dyotwari settlement were land revenue systems introduced by the British to extract revenues from Indians. So these 3 were the land revenue system. Who among the following passed the General Service Enlistment Act? Options are given. Answer is C. Lord Canning. Lord Canning passed the General Service Enlistment Act. It created a great deal of resentment since the act mandated the sepoys to be ready to serve on foreign soil. This went against the religious sentiments of the natives who believed it was forbidden for them to pursue sea voyages. The 34th Regiment of Bengal Native Infantry of the British Army was stationed at garrison in Dash. Answer is C. Barakpur. Question number 16. Who among the following was reinstated as the emperor after the sepoys reached the Red Fort in Delhi. If you have read this in detail and you try to read each and everything from your book, you will be able to answer this question. Answer is Bahadur Shah II. In 1857, Bahadur Shah II was reinstated as the emperor after the sepoys crossed the river Yamuna and reached Red Fort in Delhi. Moving on, which among the following transferred all power to the English East India Company to the British Crown? Answer is option D, Government of India Act 1852. So in this act, the British Parliament passed the Government of India Act in 1858 and transferred all powers of the company to the British Crown. Queen Victoria, the then monarch of Britain, became the administrative head of India. Which among the following wars shattered the image that the British were invincible? Answer is A. First Afghan War. If you want to know about this in detail, you may search in Google or you may refer. Why did the British realize the urgent need of the support of Indians during the Second World War? You have these options. Answer is C. Japan was aggressively winning Asian countries and the British anticipated an attack on India. See, Japan joined the Second World War in 1941 and captured the Philippines, Malaya, Burma immediately. It was standing at the gates of India and rapidly advancing towards Assam. In such circumstances, the British realized that they needed urgent support from the Indians. Right? So this is option C. Which of the following was not a part of the proclamation of Queen Victoria in 1858? Options are given here. Answer is policy of intervention. So this is part 2 and we'll be doing it in second video. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe my channel because I'll be uploading more such videos of MCQs and we'll be practicing other subject MCQs for first semester exams. Thank you.